Want to know what we've been up to here at Community Media? Let's find out with our hosts, Mark Worley and Lara Weibel. This is Hometown Highlights.
Okay, welcome to another episode of Hometown Highlights on Community Media. It's been quite a while since we've done this show, but we've been pretty busy doing some other things. And this show just kind of gives you an overview update of what we've done over the past month. I'm joined with Lara Weibel. Laura has been volunteering with us for a little over a year, I think, but recently we hired her on to do some things for us. So she's going out in the community and reaching out to some people and businesses and highlighting some awesome things that are happening in our community.
Awesome. It's been a great time. I'm happy to be here. Nice.
Glad to have you. And we're recording this in our new podcast studio. It's not quite finished yet, but we got a little bit of lighting tweaking to do, some soundproofing, and
furniture dusting.
Yeah, yeah. Laura got a splinter, so we got to clean the.
But I'm okay.
We'll clean it up before we have some guests in. So. But yeah, so I think this is going to be a cool space for the community to come in and talk about more great stuff that's happening in our community.
Yeah.
Another way to stay connected. And this kind of ties in with, we've been working on an FM radio station for a while. So there's a thing called Low Power FM. And we had looked into it in the past, but it kind of gives it a small footprint. And we didn't think it was enough to cover Adams County, but we've been working with a nonprofit organization called Common Frequency, and they help nonprofit organizations acquire FM radio licenses. And they said, why don't you partner with some other people in the community, and you can get a number of licenses that'll cover, a larger area than you're looking for. And so we've been working on that, and we should be starting to broadcast hopefully soon. We're still working through the engineering details, and we have to get our antennas up and whatnot, but I think it'll go great with our new podcast studio. We'll be able to record and broadcast over the air, but also make content available on demand, and we're streaming audio now on our website, so lots of cool stuff happening.
That is very cool. Now would be the appropriate time to insert the applaud soundtrack.
Right.
Everyone clapping. We're excited here.
That's Sean's. Sean will do that for us. Yeah. Sean's behind the scenes here helping us today. So we'll just go through and talk about a little bit what we've been doing recently. So way back in June, we partnered with the Park Service, and Gettysburg Foundation helped us out as well to cover the naturalization ceremony at the Eisenhower National Historic Site. And so what that is, they have people that just completed their citizenship process. It's a public display of a ceremony welcoming them to our country. And so it's a pretty neat event. There was a retired Air Force 3-star general there, Christopher Byrne. He talked a little bit about patriotism and whatnot. So if you missed that, it airs every once in a while, or you can check it out on our website as well. We've been continuing with our open house series. So open house just invites people in the community that are doing great things with great organizations, and we like to highlight those people because that makes a great community. And we started a process where instead of us going out and finding some people, we invite a guest host in. So we invite a guest host from a certain organization, and they find maybe 3 or 4 people in their circle of influence, and they invite them in, and they're the guest host. And it's been working out really well. Our first guest host was Elida Murray with the Adams County Children's Advocacy Center. And she had members in her circle, which are the 4-H community, the Gettysburg Community Theater, and Collaborating for Youth. And then lastly, she had on Jennifer Showers she's the executive director of Head Start here in Adams County. So really cool program. We just completed another guest host recording with the South Mountain Partnership, and they invited 8 of their partners in, so we have quite a bit of programming that's recorded now, and Sean's going through the process of editing that. And so over the next 2 months, that stuff will be coming out, and we'll learn all about the great stuff that South Mountain Partnership is doing and all their partners are doing. So that's really great. Some of the other open houses we did was with Hanover Chamber of Commerce. Sarah Messer, she's the new executive director there. Took over Gary Laird's job, who just retired. And Sarah's doing some great new things, and they have kind of a new staff there, so kind of reinvigorating the Hanover Chamber of Commerce, and looking forward to the work that they're doing to help revitalize the Hanover area. We also talked with Michael Nelson. He's the executive director of the Lomas Center Museum. So this is a kind of a museum that's relatively new, that's tucked, not too hard to find, but it's a little off the main street in Gettysburg. So we were happy to help tell their story, and they got a really great museum. And they're also going to be featuring the 2nd Carolina String Band.
I saw that coming up.
So the 2nd Carolina String Band.
And are they retiring? Did I hear this is their last big show?
They are. Yeah. So they're quite popular amongst the Civil War community. Their music has been featured in some of Ken Burns' documentaries, and as well as the movie Gods and Generals. Some of their music was used, and just a really popular band within that community. But this is they're getting into their 80s now, and they enjoy doing this, but it's getting harder for them. So they said that this is going to be their last public appearance, and so it's going to be in November at the Gettysburg Middle School, and there's tickets available on their website at the Lomas Center Museum, and the website will be on the screen. So get your tickets before they're sold out, and watch the last public events.
Insert clap track.
Let's see, what else? Morgan Garrett was a guest host, and she stopped by Waldo's and Company to talk with Chris and Wendy there, and just about the great things that Waldo's does and has available for the community. It's an artist space, and you go there, and I like the way they explain it. It's kind of like a membership or a gym membership, but for an artist. So you go there, pay a small monthly fee, and you have access to like a printing press and spinning, clay spinning wheels, and a photography dark room, and it's a really cool creative space. And they have free coffee, so you can go there and just have a free coffee. And they also have a little shop where the people who make things sell their things there, and they have some really creative stuff. So with Christmas coming up, it's might be a good place to buy some Christmas gifts.
Hard to believe.
Right.
Like, where did August even go?
Right.
I was in there a few times, but if you don't know about it, it's sort of tucked away in the lower level of the Lark store in Gettysburg, right off the Circle. So
Lark, a very cool store, and and you can actually get to it in Lark. There's some stairs that go down if you're in the store Lark, but there's also a separate entrance if you go around the back in the alley, which is, like you said, is a little hard to find. But but check them out; they're really cool.
It is pretty cool.
Cool place. And all those shows are available on our website or airing throughout our programming schedule on our channel, and also available to listen on your favorite podcast platform in audio form. So if you listen on Spotify, just search for Community Media's Open House and listen to all these interviews and learn more about your community. We also had the opportunity to cover the United Way of Adams County's 77th anniversary, which is pretty impressive.
Wow.
They have a thing called Give, Advocate, Volunteer Awards, and they identify people in the community that are doing those things and give awards to them. Some other special events we covered was the 4th of July fireworks. Martin's New Oxford Hardware here in New Oxford celebrated their 50th year anniversary, which is impressive. And also the New Oxford Chamber of Commerce hosted their Market on the Square, their 68th annual Market on the Square in June.
Those are some big numbers we've talked about.
I know this.
Wow. Yeah. So just applauding those people that have continued forward with their passions and their callings and
Yeah.
keep showing up every day. And I think it's important that we do recognize and honor, even though I know, I'm sure we could all say we know people that do it not to get recognized or honored.
Right.
They just, get in there and do it. But I'm really thankful for the people that keep showing up and blessing us with their gifts and talents and just the way they serve in our community.
Absolutely, yeah. Some
Yeah.
deep roots here, and
Yeah.
some cool stuff to check out. And that reminded me of a little story that, so Ray, our executive director, he went and did some filming at the Martin's New Oxford Hardware 50th anniversary, and they were telling a story about, I forget his name now, the owner of Martin's. As a kid, he was really interested in hardware stores and really enjoyed being in hardware stores. And I guess they lived in the Pittsburgh area, and they had some family here in this area or in Maryland. And so they, as a young boy, his parents would put him on a bus and asked an elder person on the bus, "Can you make sure our son gets to South Central Pennsylvania to this hardware store?" And they said sure. And so he got to spend some time at the hardware store and with some other family members. So
Yeah.
just the way community used to trust each other like that was pretty cool. I have to take a break. I got to blow my nose. Sorry.
Those Pennsylvania allergies.
And then later in July, the Hanover Chamber of Commerce held their Snacktown Street Fair. This used to be called Hanover Dutch Days.
Yes.
But they're trying to, I guess, modernize things for the times. And since we're the
Snack capital. Yes, we are.
Yep. And Utz is also a supporter of the Snacktown Street Fair.
Mm-hmm.
So they held that event, and we got to cover that and show all the stuff that they're doing there. And we always make it a point to cover the Memorial Day parades in the area. So we've been covering Gettysburg, I think, since the station began, and Hanover probably for the past 15 or so years. And this year we actually got to cover Littlestown. I think this was the first year for their Memorial Day parade. They're trying to start a new tradition there with that.
Nice.
So they had a small parade and a wreath-laying ceremony, and luckily we saw that at the last minute and was able to get out there and cover
The
that.
kids want to know, is there candy?
At most of the parades, yes.
Okay.
I usually take my girls with me when I film the parades, and they're always excited to get candy. And
Yeah.
I don't think we've been to the parade yet where there wasn't candy.
That would be a sad day if that changes.
Right. Interestingly enough, though, the Hanover Halloween parade, I think, is like the longest parade. It's like almost 3 hours long. And we were there, and they got quite a bit of candy, but we came to the New Oxford Harvest Day parade, which is a week after Halloween or thereabouts. And I think they got like almost twice as much candy there as they did the Hanover Halloween parade. So
Yeah, maybe because it wasn't as long.
yeah, and people were just throwing like handfuls of stuff. So very generous here in New Oxford with
Yeah.
the candy. And also this year, we also got to highlight the behind-the-scenes efforts of the Gettysburg Memorial Day Parade. Actually started filming last year. We filmed some of the parade behind the scenes, and Tom Pottinger, who works with us here and there, he did some interviews, and we edited together this really cool, the efforts it takes for people that volunteer to put these parades on every year.
Sure.
And it features some footage all the way back from like 1990s Memorial Day parade. So it's a really cool look at the awesome work that those people are doing to keep that tradition. We're continuing to film, important community meetings like the Hamilton Township zoning hearing. For those that don't know, that there's a company that is interested in building an extremely large truck warehouse in close to the Cross Keys area behind Sheets and what used to be the Cross Keys Diner there. And I forget exactly, but I think it's like 600,000 square feet. It's quite a massive building, and of course, there's quite a bit of opposition to that, and they've been going through for the past couple months with the hearing, listening to the studies and whatnot. So we've been covering that to make sure everybody's aware of what's happening with that.
I mean, my brain wants to know, are they going to relocate the trucks from behind the old North Hanover Mall? Is
Right.
that the plan?
Yeah.
Where did these trucks come from? This is not the mall.
That's became quite a parking lot for.
Yes, it did.
Yeah, and interestingly, the studies, at least that were provided by the person interested in building this warehouse, the studies say that it won't impact traffic at all, even though there'll be quite a bit of trucking coming out of there. So
Yeah. Well, and the Sheetz is near there, so that's convenient, I'm sure.
Right.
Yeah. It's a win-win.
Yeah, right. So we'll be interested to see what's happening with that.
Yeah.
We continue our partnership with Destination Gettysburg, and we had the opportunity to work with, they have a partnership with Visit Hershey Harrisburg, which is a tourism company for that area, and also Discover Lancaster. Together, Gettysburg, Hershey Harrisburg, and Lancaster work together, and they actually have a marketing. I might have to edit this. Sorry. So Gettysburg, Harrisburg, Hershey, and Discover Lancaster work together, and they call their cooperative Keystone Crossroads, and it's just to promote all the tourism opportunities in these three areas that are all within hour and a half, 2 hours of each other. So we got to go to each one of those locations and film a little bit and highlight some of the great things that they have. And this will be a promotional video that'll go to tourist companies and bus companies that will hopefully be interested to bring people to these locations.
Nice. I'm going to Lancaster Friday.
Oh, nice.
I'm very excited
Nice.
about that.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It was cool. We were there, I think, a month or two ago to film that, and
Yeah.
just a cool spot.
It's a beautiful place.
It is. It
Yeah.
is. We continue our partnership with the Adams County Sports Hall of Fame. So we're really interested in highlighting the importance of sports and youth, and getting youth involved in that, and just the positive values that can be learned by being a part of a team. And so we've been interviewing different coaches, and specifically Lefty Beiser, Lefty was a sports trainer, one of the first before there was like a sports trainer. He and the person he studied under kind of developed some of the methods and that are used for sports training. So keeping athletes healthy and preventing injuries that commonly occur during sports. And he was also and that was at Gettysburg College, and he was also very known for that in the community, so much so that local doctors would recommend people to him. And just an all-around good guy, and very active in the community, and highly respected by his students. So really
But
cool.
I think they have, is it left-handers day if you're
Oh, really?
left-handed? I think
Nice.
that's the thing. My grandfather was left-handed, so
Okay.
shout out to all the lefties, and thank you, Lefty, for all that you have done for our community.
Nice.
Yeah.
Thank you. And then finally, for those who don't know, we do a show weekly called What's Happening, and you do some of those for us. Thank you. And we also have some volunteers that do that for us occasionally. So some of the new people that help us out are Megan and Delaney. Megan, we got to know through the South Mountain Partnership. She's a Gettysburg College student, and she's been working with the South Mountain Partnership and volunteers for us to do What's Happening every once in a while. And Delaney Robertson, she took over the Jeremy Redding Memorial Ride, which is a ride that happens every year around Memorial Day to honor the memory of Jeremy Redding and raise funds and awareness about mental health.
Wow.
And
awesome.
she's still in high school, and
Yeah.
really active fundraiser for that effort, and she comes in every once in a while and helps us out with what's happening. So.
And they're both doing awesome.
Yep.
Yep.
Absolutely. And then lastly, we are now on Patreon, so we're a nonprofit organization, and covering community events is equipment and time can be costly, and so we try to raise funds wherever we can, and Patreon is a way that you can support us with a small monthly donation, and so if you go to the link that's on the screen, you can check out some of the membership tiers. The cheapest one is $5 a month, and that just supports basically everything we do here.
That's less than a small cup of coffee now, I think.
That's right.
Unless you go to McDonald's.
Right. Yeah, it's like probably $5.50 at Starbucks or something like that.
And can I say something about the Patreon?
Yeah.
So I feel like, especially for those who don't know, who maybe aren't a techie or they don't know a lot of behind the scenes stuff, I would say, and I'm not being paid to say this, but, just connecting to the heartbeat of what community does. That's what you're partnering with, is a heartbeat, not just like the tech, the mics and the lights and all of that, which is essential to be able to do what we do. But I love the heartbeat and connecting with other people. It's all about that heartbeat. So
good point. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're fortunate that we get to work with all these nonprofits in the community that are doing great things. And if they didn't exist, we would be, not as great off as a community as we are. So we're fortunate that we get to talk about them and cheerlead for them and help them raise awareness, and hopefully that they get funding as well through the awareness.
Yes.
And I think that's about it for this episode. Yeah.
Hometown highlights.
That's it.
Community media highlights.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah. Thanks.
That's it.
What does Joey do in Full House? Cut it out.
Oh, yeah.
Cut it out.
Cut it out.
Cut. But not the orange paint on the wall.
That was the test chip. I'm going to paint over that.
Sean's recording this for our behind the scenes blooper reels. Blooper reels, check 1, 2.
Just waiting for the internet to work here.
Watch out for fiber shards. Although I don't have calluses on my hands, though.
That's how we prevent people from touching the furniture. keep it nice. You could get some shards.
Yes. Do not touch the table. You could have hidden like googly eyes. Nobody would know but you. Anyway, hello.